Welcome to the Lofts by the Lake. We're here at the Apalache Mill in our renovation project, and we'd like to take you on a short walking tour, show you some of the projects that we've got underway, some of the demolition, some of the sandblasting, and even some of the areas that we've started painting. So come on with us downstairs and we'll begin the tour. Hi everyone, we're now on the level 500. This is the top level of the mill. This particular area, this particular building was built in 1888. The original mill was built in 1837. So this is one of the oldest sites in upstate North Carolina. And as we walk around the building, you'll see some of the features of the mill, like the old wooden column post behind me. Imagine this was built in about 130 years ago. And that timber was at least 150 years old when it was harvested. So that piece of material there has been here for a very, very long time. This pile of lumber I'm on right now is all clear pine, and this has been up in the rafters for well over 130 years. And we're going to take this material here and recycle it into some really nice looking furniture for the development. This area that we're in on the level 500 is 20 foot tall in the center, 18 foot tall on the wall behind me. And because of the height of this area, we're able to loft the apartments and have 2-story units in here. And we'll be taking out these brick areas you see behind me. In the 1960s, the air conditioning in this area, so they closed off all the windows so they could provide better insulation in the area. So now we have to go back through and take all those windows out, and we'll be putting in replicas, exact replicas of what was here when the mill was originally built. So let's come on through and we'll show you some more of the features of this area. Alrighty, we're on the 300 level. This is the center level of the east building. You can see they've preloaded this area with sandblasting sand, and they're getting ready to sandblast. The demolition crew has come through here. They've taken out all the equipment, the ductwork, electrical, any old piping and things of that nature. So the next crew to come through will be the sandblasting crew, and they'll sandblast the ceilings, column posts, and walls, taking off all the flaky paint. And once that's done, the area will be cleaned out. Then our framers can come in this area. These particular ceilings are 15 foot tall, so we won't be able to loft any of the units on this floor. Again, there will be about 24 units here. And all the windows behind me, you'll see those will be taken out and new replacement windows will be put in. Hi, we're now in the lower level again. This is the 100 level of the 1888 mill. Behind me is a rock wall. This is bedrock that they left in place and built around. Apparently back then it was difficult to take bedrock out. And this large area here will become our conference center plus our office. And as we walk over to this area, you'll see there's rock wall on the other side that they left in place. But this area through here was open, and back before this area was fully developed, they had horse-drawn coal cars or wagons with coal going back to the power plant behind the mill. And there was a wall that continued on through here that isolated the conference area off from this open area in the mill. And think back in the 1940s, this area was actually fully developed and enclosed, and they installed our main stairway and this passageway that goes down to the rest of the 100 level. Hi everyone, we're now in the 200 level of the 1905 mill. This is the bottom level, and this is kind of a unique thing that nobody will see because this is always buried below the floor. Right in front of me is a small trench that they use for equipment of some sort. We don't know. We didn't even know that it existed until we uncovered the floor. The floor started out with a base, what is material that's similar to asphalt, and it's rolled and placed and flattened. And then they put these heavy 2-inch by 8-inch timbers on top of that. The columns are sitting on a pad of concrete here. Then they have a steel plate, and then there's a steel pin that goes through them. This is a steel column which has replaced some of the older columns, but the wooden columns also have the same construction. Then on top of these 2x8s, they laid a layer of rock hard maple, and that was their finished floor for this area. So this gives you a perspective that most people have never seen, even if they're in the mill industry, because this is always buried below the floor level. We're still in the 200 level of the 1905 mill. Another unique feature of this level is these cutouts that are in the ceiling. If you notice, they're at an angle, and we have more cutouts in this area. These are the areas where the old leather belts run from this level to the level above. And then they had a steel shaft that run continuously through this level all the way down through even through the crawl space. The shaft was about 2.5 inches in diameter, and it was generally steam powered. Those would spin, and you've seen old pictures of movies where you have all these big belts and conveyors and things. Well, these are the slots in the floors that all those belts run through to operate the equipment above, and actually the equipment in this level also. This is the last level of the mill. This is the second story, or the top story of the 1904 mill. This mill was built in 1904, and it's about a 300-foot long, 130-foot wide. Again, we have 20-foot ceilings in this particular area, and we'll be able to put lofted apartments in here. This behind me will replace all these windows, and all these windows will open up to the lake view. So this would be a spectacular area if you want a beautiful view. And even in some of these locations, you'll be able to see the mountains in the background. We've sandblasted this entire area. The painters are in here painting the steel and the wooden beams. The beams are actually going to be clear coated and saved. The ceilings will be painted white, and the floors will be patched and refinished. So we'll have rock hard maple wooden floors in this area. This kind of concludes our tour of the renovation at this stage, and stay tuned and we'll bring you updates on the mill as we progress. Thanks.